Well, hello and welcome to this week's edition of the City Update. I'm your host, Mark Aaron, Multimedia Design Manager for the City of Danville. As you can see, I'm joined this week by Corey Teague, who's our Assistant Director of Economic Development here in the City of Danville. We've got our hard hats on this week because we're inside of the newest renovation that's taking place in the River District, and it's right on Main Street. And Corey's here today to tell us all about the new Pace on Main project. And many of you may recognize this building as the Wise Hunley building right at the end of Main Street. But Corey's going to talk a little bit about the historic nature of this building, and then we'll get into the process of renovation and some new developers that have come to town to take on this project. So Corey, I appreciate you taking the time to join us today.
No, thank you. Thank you. We're very excited about this project. This is we would consider this the last major development project on the 300 block of Main Street, so it will truly transform the entire block. A lot of people know this building as the Wise Hunley building. Yeah. Wise Hunley used to operate out of this building, and at one point a furniture store operated out of this building, as well as Virginia Bank and Trust. So it has a deep history within the community.
Yeah. And it is prime real estate in the heart of the River District, right on Main Street, because of course at the end of Main you've got Chestnut Lane, Vintages by the Dan, Deliano's. So we're moving right up the street with renovations, and then you get to the corners. Virginia Bank and Trust has been a staple of the downtown for decades. So this just seems like a natural fit to get this building renovated, and the end use is going to be something special.
Absolutely. The end use will be mixed commercial and residential, and as you said, it's a prime location. You're within a block of the JTI Fountain and the Main Street Plaza, where a lot of entertainment and restaurants are located. So this is prime real estate for those who like downtown living.
And we talked about the Pace on Main rebranding, and you see the website, because there's a website now that you can see all the floor plans and everything. We're going to kind of take a tour of the building today, because they've been working diligently on this project for the last, how long, about a month or so now?
They started about a month ago, but we've been working on this project for several years, so we are very excited to see it launch.
That's great. Mm-hmm. So tell me, River District Ventures LLC, that was a name I wasn't familiar with. So are these new developers and investors in our area?
This is their first development project in the city of Danville. A group of developers based out of Northern Virginia purchased this building from the Industrial Development Authority, and are now, of course, you see projects underway. I'm sure you'll see more in the future from them.
Right. Mm-hmm. So let's talk about what we're going to see here at Pace on Main once it's completed. You talked about residential space, and then also I think 3 commercial spaces on the ground floor, but tell me about the commercial space that'll be available for any of our viewers out there who may want some downtown living.
Absolutely. The commercial space will be ready to go this summer. There are 3 spaces available, ranging between 1,500 to 2,100 square feet, and all will front along Main Street. Above that, and actually behind, there'll be 2 residential units, so 2 apartment units behind the commercial space, the ground level, and then the remaining 12 units will be on the upper 2 floors, and there'll be 1 and 2 bedroom units.
All right, so if anybody out there would like more information, again, log on to the website you see on your screen, because as I mentioned, they have the floor plans there. It's a great website to give you a lot of information and the history about this building. And I was going to touch on that with you. Now, how does the Pace name come into play here?
Well, everyone knows this as the Wise Hunley building, but Pace is actually the historic name, the original name for the building. And so the developers wanted to go back and pay homage to the historic nature.
Okay,
so,
very good. Now, retail space on the ground level. How many retail space will be available? Anybody out there who has a business that says, hey, I'd like to get in on this River District, rebranding, and of course everything that's going on in the heart of the district now, a lot happening, and maybe somebody out there watching wants to come join in on the fun. What will be available here at the Pace on Main?
Sure. The 3 commercial spaces will be available, like I said, this summer. They can contact the Economic Development Office if they are interested in leasing 1 or more spaces. They range between 1,500 square feet to 2,100 square feet. So if you need as little as 1,500, but if you need all 3 spaces, we'd be very interested in talking with them. Plenty of window frontage along the Main Street.
And as I mentioned, rebranding, Corey, I know before we take the tour of the building today, we've got a lot of exciting news coming up in the very near future towards the beginning of May. Can you tell our viewers a little bit about some of the exciting things that are going to be taking place that first week of May here in the city of Danville when it comes to the River District and the rebranding of this district?
Absolutely. We've been working on the rebranding process for a little over a year now. The city in partnership with the Danville Regional Foundation, hired North Star Destination Strategies to come in and really evaluate our river district and the city. Help us figure out what our story is and what's taking place in the district and how we should properly market it and what that looks like in terms of a logo, color scheme, and even tagline. And we're at the point where we want to launch it to the public. And so on the night or the evening of May the 1st, so that's a Friday evening, down at the crossing at the Dan, we'll have a huge community celebration to reveal the new brand to the public. And that will include live entertainment, activities for children, so it's a family-friendly event. So please bring your family. And we're even planning to end the night with fireworks.
Oh, you can't beat that with fireworks. And we'll have a lot more information about that on River City TV as the date comes near. But I wanted to give our viewers a little sneak peek because I know that date will become, it's fast approaching.
It certainly is.
And it'll be a free event. We want everybody to come down and support everything that's going on in the River District. And it'll be great to see that new rebranding logo and the color scheme. And I think there's some other interesting little things that'll be shared that night that you definitely want to come down and take part in that. And then, of course, we'll cap the evening off, of course, with fireworks. And then the following week, you're going to have things throughout the district as well, right?
Absolutely. We've planned events every day following that launch using the new brand and theme. So that ranges from a free yoga session by Hot Asana Yoga Studio to a family night at the YMCA to even a nice running group exercise.
So there'll be a lot going on in the district, not only that Friday night, May 1st, but the following week. So you can really have something to do in the River District every night of the week the following week. And if you haven't been down to the district lately, you've been missing a lot because there's a lot of great things going on at the Main Street Plaza. You know, there's a lot of restaurants opening up, as Corey mentioned, the new yoga studio, and of course the apartments and lofts, they just seem to be filling up as fast as we can put them in.
Absolutely. We have about 500, a little over 500 units in the River District right now, and we're seeing an occupancy rate of around 95%. So we're thrilled with that.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And when you talk about occupancy rate and investment, we talked about River District LLC, Ventures LLC investing in this project. This will be about $1.8 million investment once completed.
That is correct. That's for this size of building, that's a major investment. Historic redevelopment is it's quite an expensive process to go through, but in the end, you'll never see this type of architecture with modern construction, so it's worth the investment. And at the state and federal levels, there are tax credits that developers can take advantage of in order to help reduce some of those costs.
Yeah. And again, we talk about the private sector coming in and investing in the River District, but I know a lot of that happened because the city council, economic development office had the foresight to invest. And we talk about, a lot of people hear the IDA investing in properties in the River District. Can you explain that a little bit? Because with that public investment really drives that private sector here, correct?
Absolutely. So there are a variety of ways that we've invested public dollars into improvements in infrastructure in the River District. So you've mentioned the IDA, the Industrial Development Authority, strategically purchased properties within the River District. A lot of them were the most blighted properties in the River District in order to stabilize them and hold on to them until we found the proper end user or the proper developer for them. And in some cases, that means that they've taken on the role of a landlord, or it's holding on, and for instance, this building was sold to the proper developer with the right plan for the building, and of course the financing in place for the project. Outside of that, our Public Works Department, our Utilities Department have all invested quite a bit of money in infrastructure improvements. So all of the utilities, if you go up Main Street, have been upgraded to meet modern use and modern needs. We installed free public Wi-Fi along Main Street, and of course you see our beautiful new sidewalks along 3 blocks of Main Street and down by the plaza, and there's more to come.
Absolutely, and that public investment has really turned into millions and millions of dollars. I want to say, am I correct, $70 million or so in private investment in the River District in the last years? You correct me. What's the total figure?
So we've invested a little over $30 million publicly within improvements in the River District. Of course, we take advantage of any grant funding that we can possibly find, but we've seen over about $100 million of private investment here over the past 5-6 years. So over a 1 to 3 ratio, or actually a little bit more than that, is fantastic.
So I was only about 30 million off.
Just a little bit.
Yeah, right. Well, that's great. It's great to see that all that investment from the public sector, your tax dollars at use, are bringing people to the River District, and we're seeing our downtown grow. Because as we learned when we went to Greenville with City Council, your downtown is really your living room. And when you open that up, I know for you, when you're trying to bring companies here, you need a vibrant downtown, a great quality of life. We've always had a great quality of life here in our community, but it's great to see the downtown kind of making a turnaround.
Absolutely. Downtowns are the hearts of the community. And if you go downtown and see a deserted, vacant, blighted downtown, what does that say about the rest of your community? Companies, young professionals, and families are looking for something that's vibrant, an area that has been brought to life and is very active. And that means that the community is taking care of their downtown area, so it must be taking care of the rest of the community.
Well, what a great story Corey and the Economic Development Office has to tell about the River District. Again, we want to see you at the rebranding ceremony May 1st. That'll be at the Community Market crossing at the Dan area, where we're going to have a huge celebration to launch that rebranding. And again, the following week, there'll be a lot of great things going on in the River District. There's actually going to be a website that we'll be launching fairly soon, so we can drive you to that site and give you all the information about those events. But we'll have a lot more about that on River City TV as the time nears, but we just want to give you a sneak peek on that. But Corey, we'll take a quick break. When we come back from break, we'll kind of take the tour of the new Pace on Main and the renovations that are taking place. And as Corey mentioned, this loft living will be available, you said starting this summer, right?
Well, the commercial space will be available this summer.
Okay.
The residential units will be available around October. I'm sure they'll be very interested in pre-leasing, so visit their website and to find out more information.
Sounds good. Well, let's take a quick break. When we come back from break, we'll take a little tour of Pace on Main with Corey. So stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Ballerina.
Sometimes all it takes to be a dad is remembering how to be a kid again. Take time to be a dad today.
Well, welcome back to this week's edition of the City Update. I'm your host, Mark Aaron, Multimedia Design Manager for the City of Danville. Joining me this week is Corey Teague, who's our Assistant Director for Economic Development here in the City of Danville. And we're at the new Pace on Main. Of course, many of you may be familiar with this building. It's the old Wise Hunley building. But as Corey mentioned in the first half of the show, the developers wanted to go back to the original name of this building, which was Pace. So, of course, rebranded it the Pace on Main. And we're on the third floor now. And as we talked about in the first half of the show, it's going to be residential on the first 3 floors, right? And then you're going to have commercial on the first floor?
Residential and commercial on the first floor, and then all residential on the upper 2 floors.
Perfect. So we're here on the third floor, and what I'm going to do, I'll just hop behind the camera, and Corey's actually going to give you all at home a little tour and show you where some of the rooms will be located here on the second and third floor, and then we'll head downstairs, and we'll actually give you a look from the outside area. Because tell me a little bit about the rent scale here, because they're going to include a parking space, right?
Sure. 1-bedroom units will start at $950 a month. That does include utilities and a parking space, and 2-bedrooms will start at $1,225 a month, also including utilities and a parking space.
Perfect. So Corey's going to give us a closer look at some of the residential spaces here at Pace on Main now.
As Mark said, we're on the 3rd floor of the Pace on Main building. What you'll see is the middle section of 3 storefronts. There will be 5 residential units located on this 3rd floor, 1 2-bedroom unit facing Main Street, and then the rest would be 1-bedroom units. We're now on the 2nd floor of Pace on Main, where there will be 6 residential units, 2 2-bedroom apartments, and 4 1-bedroom units. The residential units will be upscale units featuring tiled bathrooms, stainless steel appliances, and wooden cabinets in the kitchen. We're currently on the first floor of Pace on Main. As you can see, this is the commercial space, one of 3 that are available to lease. They range between 1,500 square feet to 2,100 square feet. This particular space has the original tile floor still intact, and they do plan to keep as much of the pressed tin ceiling in these units as possible. On the first floor behind the commercial spaces would be 1-bedroom apartments, and then there will also be a 1-bedroom unit on the mezzanine level.
Well, Corey, thank you so much for the tour of the new Pace on Main. And as we mentioned, commercial space will be available starting in the summer, residential in the fall. Again, 14 residential units, 3 commercial units. And as you can see behind us, the facade will get a brand new look. And as we mentioned, prime spot on Main Street. And know you and your office are excited to see the renovations happening.
Absolutely. It's going to be a transformational project for our block, and what a prime location for tenants, whether you're residential or commercial. You're a half a block away from the Main Street Plaza, and you have parking available with this building as well, which is a half a block away from the residential entrance.
And it's always a plus for here in the River
Absolutely.
District. And again, want to thank Corey for giving us a tour of the new Pace on Main. Again, if you'd like more information about the project, pacedanville.com. They have floor plans listed on the website, a lot of information, historical information about the building. So log on to the website if you'd like more information about this project. And I'm sure Corey will have you back on soon, because I know there's some other projects in the works, and we'll love to share that with our viewers when they come online.
Absolutely. Thank you for the opportunity. Absolutely.
All right, and thank you at home for watching. Until next week, have a great day. Welcome to a special report here on River City TV. We're on Broad Street with Emily Scolpini, who's with our Housing and Development Division of the City of Danville. She's a planning specialist, and today we're surprising a new homeowner here on Broad Street. We're talking about a lease purchase program, something that we are really striving to do more often here in the City of Danville, one of the first in the state to do this. Emily's going to tell us a little bit about this program. Then we're also going to talk to the homeowner who got a little starter kit here today to get things going on with her new home, a lawnmower, a weed eater, and things like that. So Emily, thanks for joining us today. But tell me a little bit about this program that we're doing here in the City of Danville and how we're kind of leading the way when it comes to it statewide.
The City of Danville is an entitlement community through the Community Development Block Grant and home programs. And each year we get money from HUD to rehab or construct new houses for low to moderate income families. And 2 years ago, we actually started a lease purchase program to help us with this process. People have up to 2 years to live in the home. They pay rent. That rent goes into an escrow account that helps them with down payment when they actually purchase the property. This gives them an opportunity to not only save money for down payment, but also get their credit score where it needs to be for a bank to approve them for a mortgage.
That's great. Now, we're here on Broad Street at a new construction. How many homes have you done in the City of Danville? Are they all in this vicinity, or where are they located?
Most of them are located in the Westmoreland neighborhood. This is actually a new construction done by Telemon, which is our community housing development organization. This house was constructed 2 years ago, or 3 years ago actually, and it was actually just purchased, but we give them money every year to do this development through our programs.
Well, great. And let's talk a little bit about this startup kit that we gave to the homeowner today. Is this something new that you all are doing as well?
It is. If someone is in our lease purchase program, once they close on a property, we present them with a few items to help them maintain that property. All of the clients that are in our program are first-time home buyers, so most of them have rented and might not have the proper tools to maintain, grass and things like that. So we provide them with a kit to help them get started.
Well, again, we're going to talk to the homeowner and receive these items that you're seeing here on camera today. And Emily, I want to thank you again for joining us today. Thanks for all the great work the Housing and Development Division of the City of Danville is doing today to help these first-time homeowners get on their feet and a wonderful new construction. This home is absolutely beautiful.
It is. It's a very beautiful home. And thank you for bringing
Well, we decided to come on the front porch here with Brittany Daniel, the homeowner here on Broad Street, who just received these great items. And Brittany, was it a surprise when you got the knock on the front door here this morning and brand new lawnmower, weed eater, and rake?
It sure was.
Yeah, very good. So you think you can put these tools to good use?
I sure can.
Now, is this first time homeowner?
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Tell me a little bit about that process, how you heard about this lease purchase program through Telamon, the city of Danville, and why you decided to take advantage of this opportunity.
One of my friends told me about it, and I went in there and talked to the girl, and she referred me to this program. And I just decided to do it because you could move in, and you could work on getting your credit score right to buying the home.
Very good. So has it been very beneficial for you and your family?
Yes, it has.
All right. Tell me a little bit about this beautiful home. Brand new construction. Tell me all about it, and I'm sure you loved it the first time you opened the front door.
I sure did. I loved it because I got 3 bedrooms, 2 full bathrooms. I have a big open dining room that can see to the kitchen, and I got a nice big living room. It's very nice.
Well, Brittany, again, congratulations on receiving these new items today and also on your brand new home. Well, joining me now is Kimberly Walker, who is with the Danville Redevelopment and Housing Authority, and they actually administer this program for the city of Danville. And Kimberly was actually the lucky one that got to go and knock on the door and present these wonderful gifts to Brittany, and it's got to put a smile on your face when you get to do that.
Yes, it's really a joy watching the homeowners receive their kits that we prepare for them after they have did their mortgage and completed the services. And the program is just such a great program for the city of Danville, and it's just a joy to facilitate this program for the community.
Now, Kimberly, tell me a little bit about that process. You talk about how they have to meet certain criteria before they can go into the home and receive the starter kit. Tell me a little bit about that process.
Right. This program is an 18-month lease purchase program, and they have to go through the home buyer's education portion of the program, which is mandatory for them to take. What I do is train and guide them through the process of getting their credit straight, getting a budget established for them, and then also preparing for them to have savings in the account. That's what we want them to do even after they purchase the home. Also to prepare them for the new housing lifestyle that they are getting. So I also want them to continue with those services, budgeting, credit, and making sure we have preventative measures to keep them out of foreclosure.
Yeah. So this is really an opportunity for individuals who may not be able to get a traditional loan to be able to go through you all and eventually live in a beautiful home like this behind us.
That's correct. That's correct. The interest rates right now are real low in the city of Danville, and so I want everyone to just take advantage that you can become a homeowner in the city of Danville. It's a process, but it's a great accomplishment when you do get there.
Can you tell our viewers at home, if anybody's watching and would like to take advantage of this program, do they come to the Housing Authority? Can they come to the city of Danville? Where do they need to go?
They need to come see me at Danville Redevelopment and Housing Authority. I'm on 299 Garfield Street. Our phone number is 792-2908. And just ask directly to speak to me, and I would be glad to help them.
Great. Well, Kimberly, thank you so much for joining us today. And again, congratulations on another successful venture here. New home for Brittany and the starter kit. She says she's going to put it to good use very soon. Grass will be growing tall here before long.
It will. Yes, it will. Thank you, Mark.
Yep.